It is episode 199, almost at the big 200. Welcome back into the Benches Clear podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all the sports. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants, who aren't even playing baseball at the moment.
Yeah, no more baseball for them, man. But the Dodgers are here to take care of you, man, and all your needs baseball watching. Everybody, whether you love them or hate them, you're going to watch. So, yeah, we're here to... I see way more people hate watching than they were talking about when their team was in the playoffs. So, good for them. They'll have something to watch.
What does that even mean?
It means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna watch, but I watch the playoffs no matter who's in it. But I mean, obviously, I have a little bit more to root for if the Dodgers are in it because I get to root against them versus another team. But that's it.
I guess. I mean, who do you have? First of all, before we get anywhere with this, have you, you've been on Twitter. What about the underdog story? What do you make of the underdog story of both fan bases trying to call each other the underdog or themselves the underdog?
I think it's a joke, but I'm honestly more curious to hear your side of the underdog narrative.
Well, I'll ask you a question. If you played a team during the regular season, which regular season stats don't matter, right? But that's the only thing we can go off of, right? Let's say we played the Giants 6 times. They beat us 6 times. The Giants would have the best record in baseball. Would you still say no, the Dodgers have the edge no matter what? Or would you say, hey, maybe this team has our number?
I think that if you have a team with Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman,
so you're not answering the question, though.
Have the highest payroll in baseball, you will never be an underdog. You can never be an underdog.
That's fine, but that's not the question. The question is, if a team has owned you the whole regular season, they ended up with the best record. Do you not think that you should be wary of them? Do you not think that they're a really good team?
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like, I don't understand Pat Murphy trying to say, like, well, they don't know what guys we have over here. They wouldn't be able to name any of the guys we have, and that's okay. Or, I don't think any of our guys would make their team. Like, dude, shut up.
Whoa. You're saying which player, hold on. Which player from the Milwaukee Brewers, main player, don't tell me like random guy in their bullpen, which main dude on their team would be on your roster?
I would take anybody over Conforto.
Well, Conforto's not on the roster, so he's not on the roster for this.
That's not the point. The point is I would take.
That is the point. We said roster.
He said they wouldn't make the team. I'm telling you, they would make
the Dodgers paid $17 million to a player that's not even on their roster. Nobody on the Milwaukee Brewers. Maybe Christian Yelich, just because.
I don't even know if I would, because playoff Geeka is a thing. So you really want to take him out of the lineup? I don't think so.
So who's the liar?
He is, because I would take Yelich. I would find a way to get Geeke at second or something, and you take Yelich. It's ridiculous that nobody would make the team. Bullpen wise, we literally would take everyone from their bullpen. Because our bullpen has to be good, so we take everyone.
I'm talking about everyday guys, and that is like a fact. I mean, yeah, it's a little hyperbole. Yeah, you would want to do Christian Yelich over. I can't even say it. Maybe Christian Yelich over Tommy Edman, but Tommy Edman has
Turang, right? I'd take Turang at second base. We had a revolving door all year there because Edman was hurt all year, so we really didn't have a starting second baseman.
Not all year. I'm talking about right now. You would take Turang over Tommy Edman at the moment. Is that what you're saying?
You could have a discussion, I think.
That's exactly the point, though.
Because Edman's hurt and stuff, but again, he had his heroics.
But that's
regardless, this whole like we're average Joes. Like, you had the best record in baseball.
They are average Joes.
They're not average Joes.
They are average Joes.
Did you see the whole celebration at the end with the phone hanging up and all that? Average Joes do not do that. All right. They would take their win and just walk away. No, these are not average Joes. It's going to be a very interesting series. I don't know how long it'll go. I would think 6. I would hope only 6, but we'll see.
They're one of those teams where But that's the point. Like, they're one of those teams that is, is really good, but you don't know any of the guys on the team.
Well, who pays attention to Milwaukee baseball anyways?
But isn't that the point? That's
no,
point.
Because even if they had like really like stars, I still wouldn't pay attention to them. That doesn't mean anything. It's just I wouldn't pay attention to that kind of baseball. You know?
No, I don't know. I feel like
all of it.
they are completely reasonable to say that they're the underdog. They're the underdogs by quite a large margin.
I just think when you have the best record in baseball, you got there because you played great baseball, right? Like you didn't stumble upon it. And the way he's making it out to be is like, oh, well, we just happen to have the best record. We just, I don't know how it happened. We're average Joes. No. Like
I think that I would take that more than the Dodgers are underdogs. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
I am not saying the Dodgers are the underdog. I'm not saying they're
some people on Twitter are. I think they're joking. I think they're trolling.
I think they're being trolling. Yeah, I think they're joking. But the point is that you beat us. You beat the super team, right? You beat us 6 times. We're not going to take you lightly. We're not treating you as the underdog.
100%. Yeah, you don't take them lightly. Yeah, they're a legit team, but they are for sure the underdogs by a large margin.
Yeah, you shouldn't take them lightly. And I feel like Pat Murphy's like, well, we just got here. We're just average guys. No, you're not. You would have lost to the Cubs if you're just average Joes. So, no, we're not going to take you lightly, and we're not going to pretend that you're not a real contender. That's all. Man.
I feel like the National League is actually not as – I don't know, dude. It's ridiculous that there's only like 3 teams in the playoffs this year who had like legit starting rotations. Everyone else is like 2 starters and bullpen, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Dodgers, Mariners, Yankees did.
Yeah.
Toronto's piecing it together after their 2 guys.
But I mean, even if you have a rotation, they got to be good. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't help. It doesn't matter if you have a rotation; they're not good. Like you said, the Yankees had a rotation, didn't matter because some of their starters faltered, so it didn't really matter.
No, but what I'm saying is I think, but that's, I don't know, dude. I think that's a problem.
You think it's a problem going that way?
I think it's a problem for Major League Baseball that half the teams, which I think it's actually more than half, but half the team where you're making us watch bullpen games. This is not a good look for baseball.
I mean, I don't care, dude. October baseball, nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. If you're a fan of your team, it's excruciating, right? Like all 9 innings are excruciating. Doesn't matter who pitches. I get it from the outside in. If your team isn't in there, it's more enjoyable to maybe see somebody pitch 6-7 innings. But at the same time, those games where the Dodgers went 11 innings, where the Mariners went 16 innings, those were fun. It's almost more chaos, more fun. No,
I think no, absolutely not. I think it's ridiculous. I feel like I don't know. I think that baseball is starting to revert back to put the bat on the ball, starting pitchers going 6 or 7. I think it's starting to kind of go back, because I believe it's giving teams advantages. I don't really think. Yeah, Max Fried had a bad outing. Carlos Rodon didn't have the greatest out. I don't think he really got necessarily, dinged. But bullpen games, they get dinged too. You're not setting yourself up for success if you're bullpenning gaming it. Like you might have to patch some things together, but you're gonna have to see that bullpen multiple times. Then, you're gonna get I just don't understand it. I think it's so stupid.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the Dodgers have 4 good arms. We'll see if that really pushes them over the hump compared to the other guys that are
the underdog. Dodgers have 6 good arms.
No, but because the bullpen doesn't really have much, so they have guys in there. I get what you're saying, but we'll see if that trumps over the teams going with bullpen games and such. But I don't know. I think the Mariners are probably the last team that has equal pitching to the Dodgers, right?
Yeah. Even though Logan Gilbert was kind of getting tagged a little bit, I looked away for a second, but
they've sent their last 2 starters on short rest. I don't know. I mean, one of them did well. This Gilbert is giving up 3 runs so far, but
I think he's
short rest. I don't know. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it'd be all right.
But all right, let's go back to the NLCS because that's why we're here, man.
Well, don't you want to talk about your triumphant win against the Phillies?
I didn't know how to feel about it when it happened. I was so shocked. I was it was a comebacker, and I'm like, God damn it, that's it. Like, we got to go to the next inning. Like, it's so, damn it. And he just panicked and threw the ball away. And you could see it. Like, he had time to go to first, which, I mean, hindsight, we all know he had time to throw to first, but he just saw the runner coming in hard, and those throws are the worst, where you're close, like in between, and you're like, do I throw it hard? Do I throw it soft? Will it get there if I lob it? And I mean, he had a better chance to just lob it home, and he might have gotten him, but that was a brutal way to end your season, man. And I don't know, everybody with their fake I feel sorry for this guy. Spare me it, because you saw
you don't feel sorry for the guy.
It doesn't matter how I feel, but you saw Roki have that kind of performance and had emotions on the field, and the same guys that are backing this guy are up like, well, you shouldn't show that kind of emotion. Now they're going to get on him. Whatever. The night before, Kershaw pitched, a legend, a guy everybody knows he's going to the Hall of Fame. We know he's not the same guy. We know that he's on his last legs. We know that. And all these fans couldn't wait to jump on his bones after a bad performance. So spare me.
A bad performance versus feeling bad for a guy who threw a ball away. Those are two different things.
Hey, you were supposed to do your job, right? Neither did. So we're feeling bad for people who didn't do their job. Neither did their job.
I felt bad for Roki. I think a lot of people felt bad for Roki. So yeah, of course, there's freaking Josh Reddick, who's
Josh Reddick, Eric Hosmer, Jonathan LaCroix, who as soon as this guy throws the ball away, now I feel sorry for him. Shut up. And Eric Hosmer went away from Twitter as soon as Roki performed well. All of a sudden, he didn't have a thing to say. So shut up. We can see what you really meant. So I didn't buy any of the fake, I feel sorry for them kind of thing, but whatever. I mean, you hate to see it. When you're celebrating, you're like, oh, damn, that sucks, but, that's baseball. So, it happens.
Who knows? All I know is it's just like the Dodgers, their luck just getting given playoff wins, just handing it to them. It's ridiculous out here. This is insane.
I guess.
Rob Manfred, hey, you need to throw this ball away because I need the Dodgers to advance. Like, come on, what are we doing?
I mean, it was a master class in pitching for both sides. Like, both teams pitched their heart out, and it sucks. It's brutal that it ended on an error. But, I mean, they had Kyle Schwarber, they had Turner, they had Harper, all guys that didn't really do anything. They went off against an 89-year-old Kershaw.
Schwarber started heating up. He hit a ball that still hasn't hit it.
89-year-old Kershaw, but once they saw the bullpen again, they couldn't come up with a big hit. So they can blame it on the guy, but all he was doing was delaying the inevitable. So who knows if those guys would have got another hit, would have scored a run? Who knows? So it's not just on.
I don't know if the Phillies pull out that game, you like their chances in Game 5.
Do you?
Yeah, of course I do.
What's the difference? Like
momentum,
momentum's dumb, dude. Momentum doesn't exist. You know what? Like,
are you high?
A little bit.
Are you hitting the ganja right now? And you muted yourself. I can't even hear you. So yeah, you're still not there. Dave's gonna have to try to figure out what he did to his mic.
Was blinking.
There it goes.
There we go. No. I was talking about Game 1. How everybody. I was in a group chat with a bunch of Dodger fans, and we're watching the game or whatever, and they score 3 runs, and they're like, "Well, that's the game," and I'm like, guys, like, we've been through this before. Like, playoff games change on a dime. Like, it doesn't matter. A walk can change the momentum. It's like, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter. You go to game 5 and a leadoff home run, and all of a sudden the pressure's on the Phillies. So I get what you're saying. Like, oh, they're going to go home, and momentum should have kept their offense alive for game 4, and it didn't. They looked like their bats were ready to come out of whatever funk they were in, and they didn't. So I don't know. I just think games change really quick, really fast, and
they can.
I would have been comfortable if they went to a game 5. I would have think that it would have been a competitive game.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say it'd be a blowout. I'm just saying I think edges and momentum can change. I do think that momentum is a real thing because I'm a normal human being, and I also think that I don't know, man. It just gives them an extra edge. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that things can't change, or that someone can't just have a great game, but momentum's change. A little edges help you in all aspects.
All right.
But I don't know. I felt like the Phillies had the best chance of knocking you out, so that sucks. Like that's another thing that bugs me about this whole underdog thing. It's like I understand anything can happen, and the Brewers can take you out. But someone like me, I feel like there's no hope. I feel like the Dodgers go in the World Series. I'm pissed off about it. All right. And I'm hoping the Mariners can at least, I'm not sure if I have enough faith in the Blue Jays, honestly. I think the Mariners might be able to save my sanity from seeing a back-to-back Dodger World Series.
Maybe. I just think, and when we go back to it, everybody's like, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But like every analyst was picking the Phillies. They're like, oh, there's no way. You see the Dodgers bullpen. There's just no way they can survive that. Like, it doesn't. Right. Rocky's not going to save them. Ken Rosenthal said, right, and he did. Mm-hmm. He saved us multiple times. So, I don't know. I just think like after they win, it's easy to say, well, see, they did what they were supposed to. But every time you go into a series, at least the Philly series, they're bullpen's going to let them.
No, I think that's on brand though. I'm the Phillies had the best chance of knocking you out. It's just they didn't knock you out, so I think. But I don't see. I would have picked Philly, mainly because I want the Dodgers to lose. But I would have picked Philly because they have the best chance of knocking you out. But still doesn't mean that they're a guaranteed win. I don't think I lose.
Yeah, but that's the same way I don't feel like. I don't know. I feel a little. I think it's going to be a dogfight. The Brewers do too many things well for it to be too easy for us to just walk all over them. But I do think that in a playoffs, their style of baseball doesn't always work. Stringing hits and putting the pressure like that. I think you have to be able to hit timely home runs, which they did. That's why they beat the Cubs. And that's why the Cubs were able to force it to a game 5. It wasn't because they were hitting a bunch of base hits. It was because, they got the home run ball going. So
Bay Area native Andrew Vaughn is gonna save my sanity.
He has killed us, dude. He killed us all regular season.
Dude. Andrew Vaughn, so I think it is proven then that the White Sox are the problem.
They hate the NL West, I guess. I mean, they handed the Padres Tatis. They gave away, who else did they give? They gave him Sheets for nothing, and Dylan Cease. And then they gave Vaughn to the Brewers for nothing. Well, actually, no, it was the pitcher who didn't want to start. Remember Savali? So that's the reason they got Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Vaughn was in AAA. Like he was
just
not doing good.
Like a throw-in or something. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like he was like, if not first overall, he was definitely top 5 pick in the draft a while ago, and he just didn't really pan out like he was supposed to. But it looks like the White Sox are the problem. That's what it looks like. So if you trade for Luis Robert, you probably got a superstar in your hands.
Hey, maybe we'll see.
Possibly, yeah. And that's the thing too. Another aspect of the Dodgers, I think, that gets overlooked is that outfield is pretty bad defensively.
It really isn't. It to me, the concern is just right field now. I wholeheartedly trust Kike in left, and as bad as his throws can be, I still trust Pages in center over the other options. It's just
over there
Hernandez in right field that
Hernandez and Pages is not a good center fielder.
Well, he's not a center fielder. You know, he's playing out of position, but still.
Exactly. But that's my point. The Brewers match again. The offense could match against you guys pretty well just because the defense isn't. That's probably like the weakest part of your game right now is the bullpen. Number 2 would be the outfield defense ain't that great. I thought the infield defense was going to be trash too, but turns out that Mookie can play shortstop very well, but he's just not going to be good offensively. And dude, Max Muncy's I don't know. It was in the Phillies series. He had a couple of really good plays that really shocked me. So
yeah, I think Kike at third too had a couple of nice plays, and Freddie, of course. Obviously, Freddie's Freddie. But yeah, I think the defense in the outfield is going to be a little bit dicey. But I mean, I like what he's doing. I like what Roberts is doing, taking out Hernandez, if they have a lead or at the end of the game with Dean, so it helps a little bit. But you're right, they're going to need to play much better defense, at least the outfield, to because these guys love to run. So if Hernandez is just out there jogging, they're going to take full advantage of that. So
yeah,
hopefully he cleans that up. But then again, he helps out with the bat in big moments.
Yeah,
that's another thing that's kind of scary when you think about the Dodgers. Shohei was pretty much neutralized. He was like 1 for 19. His one hit was huge. It won them game 1 for sure. That run ended up being the winning run, but they pretty much neutralized them the whole series. And Freddie, for the most part, wasn't Freddie. Mookie, I think, was the one that had the most hits. He was like 4 for 19 or something like that. But they didn't really get going. So, I mean, if they get going, that could be kind of scary. But because they were carried by Hernandez, Kike, Teoscar, for the most part, and then the throw-in error. But I mean, if these guys get going, then it could be. Then I would be like, all right, I feel safe if these guys can actually get their bats going. But I'm not going to take them lightly until that's the case.
Yeah, and that's the same thing I think I said before the playoffs even started. I was like, I think the catalyst or the wild card factor is Teoscar Hernandez. He could go 1 for 30 or he can go 15 for 30. Like he
can carry
on both ends of the spectrum. He can carry you, but he can also get really cold. So depending what he does, and he's been hot. So I don't know. And I mean, you look at these Brewers starters. I mean, Ashby has like a 6 ERA. Freddie Peralta has almost a 5 ERA. Like, and I know ERA ain't the
postseason. But it doesn't really matter because he gave up a 3-run home run in the first inning, and that kind of ruined his ERA for that game. But I mean, it's still Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, shit, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, you look at freaking Yamamoto's in the 2, Snell is 1, so it's like on paper it should be a sweep, but the way the Brewers are, somehow they just win games, and it's weird, it's wild.
Yeah, they're a good team, man. I would not surprise. Although a Milwaukee Brewers and a Mariners World Series is a total yawn fest. Like I know people are like, oh yeah, we want to see teams haven't won. We want to see them in there, but then you'll get a Diamondbacks Rangers ratings where nobody watches it. Like they just probably watch the ending of it, and then that's like they won't watch it. So,
the Mariners would be a pretty big draw, especially with Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez in that starting rotation. But I think it's pretty obvious if the Dodgers are in, a lot more people are going to watch than if Milwaukee's in, for sure.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What's your prediction for the series then?
Dude, I mean, I'm not going to say the Dodgers are going to. I think on paper it's easy. But I'm going to keep on holding on hope that the Milwaukee's going to pull this thing out. I think the only way they pull it out is now I'm on the fence, man. I feel like the only way they can win, my first thought is, they're able to take advantage of just a couple games and kind of surprise, and it would take at least 6 games. But at the same time, they could catch the dog. Like if the Brewers get to Snell and they start feeling the pressure, they could get sweat. Like, I don't know what would be more likely. I'm just going to go Brewers in 6.
I think if the Brewers win, it would be in 7. I don't see them being so strong that it only goes 6, but who knows? Maybe. I think if the Dodgers win, I think I would go 6. So
yeah, the Dodgers win. I could see them sweeping. I could see them doing it in 5. I think, I'm going to say Brewers in 6 because also a game 7. I don't know. I would. You're probably going to have Snell. You're going to have the whole kitchen sink there. So I don't know. I don't see there's any way.
I'm just trying to stay level-headed. I don't want to be like, obviously everybody, there's a lot of confident Dodger fans as there is a lot of nervous ones. I'm on the nervous side, of course, because, I'm a pessimist. So hopefully it's Dodgers in 6. Hopefully it's Dodgers in 4. But so I don't have to stress about it. But I don't know. It's not that easy. It's October. Anything can happen. So we'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, and just that's another thing too. Is just I hate this brand of baseball that the Brewers play on the pitching side of the ball, where it's you got Ashby, you got freaking Peralta, and then we'll figure it out. We'll throw guys out and just see what happens. It's like, dude, this is whack. I hate it.
Well, it'll even itself out though, man, because in a 5-game series, you can get away with stuff like that, like making a lot of changes. In a 7-game series, I don't think you can, if you're going that route, you're gonna have to go the Dave Roberts route where you have to leave somebody in there to throw the flag, because you can't be throwing 7 guys every game. Like it's not feasible. You're gonna burn them all out before you get to game 4 or 5. So I think it'll even out. I think today they'll have Quintana going, and I think for the most part, he'll go in there for like 5 or something or whatever it is. I don't think they're going to
Ashby today.
No, he's starting the game. He's probably going to be the opener, maybe 1 or 2.
Oh yeah,
right. Quintana. I think it's going to be Quintana in there.
Really? Is he a 5-inning guy now? I thought he was like when he was at the Mets, he was killing it.
I don't know. I think he's going to be the bulk dude. So maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. Maybe he goes more.
The opener. Don't get me started on freaking openers, dude. Oh gosh, this is such a frustrating level of baseball. But
why? It's like, is it like the tush push to you? Like it's not baseball?
Not really. Like I feel like in bullpen games, it's just like it feels like it's so draggy when you're watching it.
Well, I mean, now with the 3 batter rule, it's not as bad. You know what I mean? Like they have to stay in there for 3 batters at least, and it kind of makes you.
Doing a bullpen, you got to. You only have you get to bring a guy every out for 27 guys on the roster, all pitchers.
I mean, the Dodgers won it like that last year, man. They had to make it work because they didn't have any starters. So
yeah,
I don't hate the brand of baseball if you're forced to do it that way. But yeah, I mean, all it takes is one guy to not have it. That's the bad part when you're doing bullpen games and stuff like that. All it takes is just one guy to have a bad day, and it kind of ruins the whole plan. So I'm glad we're not on that side yet, because we have our starters. We have at least 5 of them if we needed to use one of them, all of them, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's not fun because you're hoping that they're all on their A game when you're throwing out bullpen games.
Yeah, no, I hate it. I hate it so much. But what can you do? But like. I could see them exploiting the outfield defense. I think that's their way to win. That's the biggest key. If we're going keys of the way to win a series, it's they're slapping the ball all over the outfield, and
pesky. They're a really pesky team.
So, I mean, obviously, there's so many ways the Dodgers can win, and that's what's crazy. I mean, their starting rotation, their lineup. I mean, yeah, their bullpen sucks, but I mean, that's just one aspect. And the Brewers could take advantage of the bullpen. They could, be losing 5-0, then all of a sudden in the 8th inning, they win 5-7. So, what can you do?
And I mean, if Shohei doesn't wake up, it even opens the door even more for them. So,
yeah,
hopefully Shohei can come to life because he looked bad. Like all the stuff that Judge gets, Shohei Ohtani looked like it. He looked pretty bad. He looked like Aaron Judge last year.
Well, Shohei was good in the playoffs last year, wasn't he? He was
good up until the World Series when he got hurt. But he had some homers in there against the Mets. He did well he had that home run versus the Padres. Had a couple hits against them too. So yeah, he was good. It's just this year it was just he's just striking out way too much. Striking out, popping up on the first pitch.
Yeah, I mean he would have to have a couple bad postseasons to really have a narrative, especially when he had a pretty decent one for the first time. So, I guess let's go through every level of nervousness, right? So going like 1 through 10, 0 being not nervous at all, 10 being super nervous. Reds, how nervous were you?
Honestly, I was like a 6.
No fucking way.
But no, not because of the team, but only because sometimes this team just doesn't show up and they've been embarrassed badly. And I'm like, what if this team just embarrasses them and they're out in the first round? That's horrible. That's nightmare fuel, because then the whole offseason is like, you didn't even get out of the wild card. So that's why I was nervous. Not because I didn't think that they could perform. I'm like, what if the Reds go crazy and kind of like the D-backs in 2023, like everything they hit was out of the park. But we saw the pitching right away look really dominant. So with the Phillies, I was like, hey man, whatever happens. I'm like, I'm kind of like at an 8 but then I was just at peace with them. Like, whatever happens, man. Like, it's the Phillies. Like, they're a really good team. So if they show up and beat us, it's not like we lost to the Reds. But when they hit that 3-run home run and to take the lead, I was like, damn it. Now I'm nervous again, because now I think that we should win. So yeah, that's the kind of nervous. For this one, I don't know. I think I'm like at a 6. I think I'm at a 6. I feel like
really,
I feel like you said, if the Dodgers
and they aren't the underdog, that's wild. That is wild.
We're the underdog. I was just laying out the narratives. And I hate what Pat Murphy is saying, because nobody's going to take you lightly. That's true. That's my argument.
Yeah, they're not going to take him lightly, but it doesn't mean that has nothing to do with being an underdog.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're finding ways to win, and you did it all season. Like, nobody's going to take you lightly, no matter how bad you say, like, oh, we're nobodies. No, not how it works.
Yeah.
I would hope the Dodgers don't take them lightly, because if they do, then this series turns quickly, and it's, in favor of the Brewers. Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, I'm like at a 6 right now.
That's wild.
Maybe because the game hasn't started. Ask me when the game starts, I'll probably be at a 9.
Yeah, I guess. It'll be way different too as things unfold. Shit, man, it's craziness.
And what did you think of Game 1 of Seattle versus Toronto? Was that shocking to you? Did you think that was...
Oh, shit. Something just happened. Jorge Polanco, 3-run home run.
Are you serious?
Dead ass, 6-3.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little late. You're right. I just saw it. Wow.
Damn.
Dude, he's going off in this series. So far, he's the MVP.
Yeah, that's why I think the Mariners are probably your guys' greatest threat. I think the Blue Jays offense can be really good. I just can't trust a team that only has like 2 starters. I don't understand how you can make it through a postseason. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you saw it last year. It's not out of the question. You saw it last year. But I get it's not sustainable. I get that. But I mean, who did they beat already? They beat the Yankees. Was that their first series? That's it, right? They beat the Yankees.
Yes, because they had the bye.
Yeah. I mean, the Mariners to me are kind of interesting because their offense is good, but I feel like they're going to run the pitching to the ground. That's 2 starters now that have gone on short rest. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But you're right. I feel like if anybody's left to match pitching wise versus the Dodgers or the Brewers, whoever it is, it's the Mariners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game 1 yesterday. I mean, I liked it. It was really intense, and it got really down to the wire. I ended up freaking walking out of the room when they finally ended up winning. But, gosh, I love games like that. Like when it gets to that point, that's when I really like it. You know, I don't know, no say.
And it's cool to see 2 teams that haven't been there too on that side. But
right.
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I'm out of my head right now. I was thinking about game 5 in
the 16
extra innings
marathon.
Yeah, between the Tigers, and that one was wild. I get so bummed out just every single time I see Kevin Gausman, just because he's the one that got away. He should have stayed home. You know what I mean? Farhan, another bag fumble. Farhan not keeping Kevin Gausman in San Francisco, but it's such a big blow to lose game 1 when your ace is on the mound. And I feel like that is, I mean, obviously they can always rebound, but man, like I feel like that's such a chin check to where I feel like the Mariners are going to take it.
Yeah. It looks the Toronto. It might be wild to say, but they feel a little bit Padres-esque to me, where the Padres finally beat the Dodgers in 2022, but that was their big moment. And the next series, they really couldn't get over the hump and they lost. So I feel like it's like that because they finally beat their arch nemesis in the Yankees and in a big stage and for something that actually mattered. And you get to the next stage and like maybe you don't have the same intensity or it's not the same and you let off a little bit and then the other team completely takes advantage. So that's what it kind of feels like to me a little bit right now watching these 2 teams. The Mariners are just doing everything, getting every big hit. So, we'll see. But for now, kind of a wake-up call for these Blue Jays because if not, they're going to be gone pretty soon.
Yeah. Gosh. So, I mean, I'm trying to remember what our brackets were. I'm pretty sure I had Seattle. I had Seattle going to the World Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you did.
I don't remember if I had the Yankees.
You had the Phillies.
Beating. I definitely had the Phillies.
Yeah, you had the Phillies versus Seattle.
And then I think I also had the Padres. I had the Padres over the Cubs. I don't remember if I said the Padres over Milwaukee though.
No, I think that was as far as they went, and you chose the Milwaukee. I believe. I don't know. We'd have to go back. I remember my bracket. I was close to perfect in the first round, but the Tigers let me down because I picked the Cubs, I picked the Tigers to get out of the wild card, the Dodgers, and I picked.
Right. You said we were in agreement on Tigers over the Guardians. So that happened. We had Red Sox over the Yankees, both of us. So we both there.
Lost that one. Yeah.
Right. And I think
they screwed us. That's the one that screwed us because they had a freaking 1-game lead and they just needed one more win. Yeah. And they're like, nope, we're going to screw your bracket.
We both had Dodgers over the Reds. That was obvious. I had Padres over Cubs. You had Cubs over Padres.
Yes.
So I just don't remember. Man, I really don't remember if I had Milwaukee. That's because technically, if I would be pretty close to being good, because then the brackets fixed themselves afterwards. Because I know for sure I had Mariners going, and I could have swore I had Tigers and Mariners. I think I had that part, and I had Mariners going over. Shit, I just don't remember if I had Blue Jays over Yankees or Blue Jays over the Red Sox at that point. Yeah, because I said I actually do remember because I was like, I don't want the Red Sox to go too far because they all you hear about is how the Devers
Oh
trade
yeah,
was
how
good
they
for
were
them.
right about the trade and they didn't need him. Yep. I remember
Right.
that.
So I
Yep.
definitely got that. I've gotten that right so far. It corrected, my my mistake. I just don't remember if I corrected with the Milwaukee. But you know what? Then
Yeah,
again,
so
I also said the Phillies were going to beat the Dodgers, so there's fine.
oh yeah, that you went with your heart there, not with your brain, which is fine. I
Well,
understand.
Two teams that I felt like could knock the Dodgers out would be the Phillies and the Mariners, and I
No,
really
you're
didn't,
right. You're right. That wasn't a
I really didn't want the
outrageous
Dodgers
pick.
to make it to the World Series, but looks like they're going to.
We haven't even played game one. I hate people saying that already because it just I hate that, but whatever. I think I had everybody right besides the Red Sox in the first round. We both did. And then the second round I chose Did I choose the Cubs over Milwaukee? No, I think I chose Milwaukee.
You might have. I think you got it right. I think you might have chose Milwaukee, and I stuck with the Padres.
Yeah, and then I said the Dodgers would obviously beat the Phillies, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. And then on the other side, I'm out. I think I'm horribly off because I wanted the Tigers to win. Yeah, so I wanted.
I think my AL was good and your NL was good because I had the Phillies. I had the Phillies over the Dodgers, and then I had the Phillies over either the Padres or Brewers. I'm pretty sure I had it over the Padres.
I wanted to test my luck and be like, let's see if we can go with the Cinderella story all the way. It didn't work out. Yeah. But I mean, that was a hell of a series, but yeah, it did not work out. Yeah. So my bracket is broken now after the Tigers got eliminated.
Yeah. The way it's looking, I feel like it's Mariners, Dodgers. Let's go M's, baby. What do you think? How do you feel about? Do you think the Dodgers are hanging up another banner? Or are you worried about the Brewers or the Mariners?
I think the Brewers are such a pesky team, dude, that they do, they take the extra bag and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just going to be a really, it could either be a really infuriating series or we can just like walk over them. I don't know. I'm a bit nervous.
How about this? You ready? The Dodgers lose the series because of who or because of why? Go.
Defense. It'll be defense and bullpen. Actually, no. I think it'll be defense.
I want a villain for both answers too. So you got to give me a bullpen guy that messes it up and someone on offense who just doesn't show up.
I think I want to believe that Shohei's going to come back, that he is going to be a little bit of himself again. But I think if Hernandez doesn't show up, if he has a really bad series, because there's a lot of righties on that rotation and that bullpen and everything, then yeah, he might be the reason that keeps coming up. And he, because like you said, he can go, 10 for 15, or he can go 0 for 15, and you never know what you're gonna get. Bullpen wise, what scares me, I Roki might have a bad one in there or something. It's bound to happen. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't. He just has a great. But I am worried about Trinan. I am going to be worried about Trinan until he's not on the roster or he shows me that he can get it done. Because I think Robert still has some faith in him, and that's what worries me. And he's already made a couple of questionable moves. And that first one where you brought him in, I mean, you have a 3-run lead on the road. I don't think it's the time to see what he can do. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go with the sure thing, whether it's Roki or somebody else. Let's just go try to win the game. He gave him a little bit of hope there. And thankfully they were able to get out of it. But yeah, I mean, Trinan his stuff didn't look bad. It's just location is just meatballs right over the plate. So he's what scares me. If he has to come in a high leverage spot, I don't know what we're going to get. And so I would say that if it's a right-handed matchup and he comes in, he's the reason we probably lose.
Okay. The Dodgers win the series because why? Because of who?
And because the top 3 showed up. Because Mookie, Freddie, and Shohei showed up and were able to back up the pitching. I think it makes the pitching relax a little bit more if you can get them offense. Every pitching staff is like that, obviously, but if you have to go 0 for 0, I mean, it's that much more stress on your arm. So hopefully these guys show up and can relieve some of that stress by, bringing in some runs.
NLCS MVP goes to,
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be someone we don't
Jackson
know.
Chourio.
I'm going to go with somebody random. I'm going to go with Andy Pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year was who? Tommy Edman.
So this year, who knows? Maybe it's Pages who shows up, and
it's always the CS one that's always the funky one.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to pay extra attention to Kike. They're going to pay all the attention to Shohei and all these guys. So he's going to slip in there in the 9-hole and be able to get some pitches because he's batting in front of Shohei. So if anybody's got the opportunity, it's Pages.
That makes sense. Well,
hey, before we get out of here, I wanted to bring something up that happened today that was really shocking.
Well, shocking.
And it has to do with neither of our teams, but it will affect both our teams because it's in the same division. And it was worded kind of funny too. Mike Schilt retired from being the Padres manager. What was your reaction? And what did you think?
Well, I saw retired, so I'm assuming he's retiring. But then again, he could do the Bruce Bochy and not actually retire. Because
they asked him. They asked him if he was going to come back, and he's like, "I'm going to take some time off." So he didn't really completely say that he was like retiring from the game, but
unless the Giants just want to take the Padres manager again, who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Padres haven't had like that one manager. Like they haven't had that guy that they could just kind of like love for better or for worse, or have like a nice run with. I don't know. It's like the revolving door over there.
Yeah, they're about to have their 7th manager in 8 years or something like that, or 9 years, whatever it is.
Something like that. And then also the fact of like there's a bunch of chatter about like how there's not a lot of hustle, and some players are mad about it, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it came out of nowhere. Honestly, I didn't expect it at all, especially when they had said that they were both going to come back, Preller and him. And I thought they had their manager for a while here. But,
right.
I mean, I guess you're starting all over again. That just seems kind of dysfunctional, man. If you have to keep starting over every 2 years, something's wrong, and it's not the managers.
Right.
Because the last manager took you to an NLCS, and you still booted him. So, I mean, something has to be wrong with front office or something, because that's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to find your guy at least at some point. It feels like the Padres, at least in a while, haven't had a manager they've had for a decent period of time. It's always a revolving door over there. So,
yeah, I
don't want to talk too much crap. What's that?
And I heard some people talking about Bochy just because he's out there. I'm like, why would you go even older? Like that.
If the Giants are going to take on Bochy, I can't see the Padres taking on Bochy. So, I don't know. I mean, I can't talk too much crap because we've just had 2 managers over the past 2 years, but we also just came off a dynasty run. Okay, give us a little time, we'll figure it out.
You and your dynasty run, dude. It's been years, dude. It's been way too long. All right, you can't keep going back to that.
I'm gonna milk it for all it's worth, and there's still a little bit of dried powdered milk in there that I'm gonna try to get. So, until Posey brings us back to the promised land, that's all we're gonna look forward to, all we're gonna look to. So, until then, I'm gonna be rooting for my second favorite team, which is anyone playing the Dodgers. So let's go Brewers. Jackson Chourio, Christian Yelich, ready the troops. Make something happen, Dave. People that are here. Well, first of all, the people that are here, thank you for hanging out with us. If you could do us a favor, if you're here, most of the people here are usually on Twitter. The link for the YouTube is right in the comments. You can just right afterwards, just go on there, click subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. It really helps the algorithm, helps the podcast grow. But it's your time right now, Dave. You're readying the troops. We're on the way out. Get them all excited. what do you got to say?
Well, we got Snellzilla going for us game 1. This guy is such a chess player when he's facing the opposition, so I have all the faith in the world that he'll show up. Yeah, Yamamoto trying to bounce back from a bad performance. You have Shohei trying to bounce back. So, I mean, things are looking up, man. And it can't be any worse than 1 for 19. So, I mean, he's going to be better. And, yeah, man, let's get going. Game 1 in about, an hour or so? So, let's go. Dodgers in 6, baby.
Dodgers in 6. I think it could get worse than 1 for 19 because that one that was a home run that was big could not be happening. So let's go Brewers. I hate you guys, but I love you. And I'll see you guys after the series. Hopefully 200 episodes going to be me happy and the Dodgers are out.
Hopefully not.